What's going on, guys? Magic here. Welcome back to my channel, and today we do something a little bit different. Once again, we're taking a look at another hobby haul, but this time focused around WWE, particularly WWE cards and figures. So over the past few months, I've been purchasing both cards from Topps Finest and some other sets to add to my PC, which I'm very excited about, and I've also entered some breaks. So we'll go through some of the cards that have come in the mail. After we look at the cards, we'll look at some figures that I've been acquiring over the past few months as well. I started on Facebook Marketplace and I acquired a bundle of figures, 40 to be exact, a lot of which were basics. Just under half were basic figures, 24 I believe were elite figures. So we'll go take a look at those figures. It's going to be something a little bit new, as I said, on the channel, but I've got back into WWE action figures, so I'm really keen to kind of share that with you guys, share the journey. I've purchased obviously some loose figures, as I've kind of just indicated, but also some sealed in-box figures to share as well. We'll see how we're going for time in this video. I might split this video into two separate hobby hauls, and maybe focus this one around the cards and the loose figures in that first Facebook Marketplace bundle, and the second video focusing more on the other sealed figures that I purchased over the past few months as well. Alright, so as I said, we're going to start with the cards. Now, as you can see, these have been sitting sealed in their envelopes since I've received them. Some of these have been sitting here for over a month, and I just haven't got around to filming this video yet. I believe these two on the left are both from breaks, and these two on the right are both cards that I've purchased. So we'll start with the breaks, because I don't believe I hit anything massive in them, but I'll have to remind myself because it's been a while. So just so I don't reveal anyone's personal information on the video, I'm going to go ahead and cut these envelopes open, and then we'll look at what is inside. Alright, I've gone ahead and opened the two envelopes on the left. Both of these envelopes were from breaks. One was from Deadman Collectibles and the other from Chronic Collectibles, both breakers on Whatnot. I've enjoyed watching both their streams. So let's see what we got. So the top here was from the Deadman stream. I'm going to start with the Chronic Collectibles stream. So I did enter a Topps Finest break, and I don't believe I hit anything major. I bought the B spot women, and I'm not sure whether I bought the B spot men as well. I actually can't remember on this one, but let's have a look at what we hit. So we hit a Brindley Reese. Seems to be a sort of, what is that? That's the checkerboard. So Brindley Reese checkerboard, it's a card I didn't have. A Bailey common. And a Bianca Belair common. So nothing really to see here, unfortunately. Let's have a look at the second. So let's take a look here. Once again, B women and men are the two that I generally break due to wanting to collect Bronson Reed and Bailey as my main PCs. I also like collecting LA Knight as well, but those are the two. Alright, so we have a Bronson Reed common, a Brindley Reese common, a Bianca Belair common, and here is my 225, Becky Lynch. So that is a 24 of 25 Becky Lynch. So I was reasonably happy with that from the break. Yeah, overall the two breaks didn't go overly well for me, but it was nice to walk away with it to 25 Becky Lynch on the common black and red. Alright, rather than stuff around with you guys watching me open plastic, I just went ahead and opened them and figured I would then reveal them to you on camera. So the first here is a auto for my PC. It is numbered to 10. And that is from Topps, Finest Autographs, Big Bronson Reed. Numbered to 10 there in the bottom left. So this is one I saw come up on eBay, and it was a relatively good price, so I thought I'd go ahead and purchase it. I did hit the Bronson Reed auto from my finest openings on the channel, non-numbered though. So I saw this numbered to 10, and I thought, why not? He's doing really well at the moment. Australian superstar. Let's jump on it. So I went ahead and purchased that to 10 Bronson Reed autograph, which I was really happy with. So that is the first. Now, the second is actually a card from a set that I didn't open. It is the Cactus Jack set. And this is the very first autograph that I own of the superstar that I will mainly PC. So I'm very happy to reveal this one. And that is number to 25 from the Cactus Jack set. That is a Bailey autograph. 23 of 25. Yeah. On card. Cactus Jack set. Not a set that I loved in terms of value for money. The cards definitely still hold value from the Cactus Jack set, arguably more than Topps Finest, but you weren't guaranteed anything from opening a box. You had to get pretty lucky to get something nice. Again, this was one that I purchased from, this one came from China, and it was a good price. Around, I actually can't remember, I might put the price up on the screen, same as the Bronson, but yeah, I just thought I'd jump on it. First autograph of Bailey in my collection, so I'm stoked to add that to my current Bailey PC. Oh, and I should mention, of course, that was on the Astro Knights insert as well. So number to 25 on the Astro Knight insert, Bailey autograph. Now to the second part of the video, and we are going to go through some of the figures that I've collected in a bundle. So as mentioned at the start, I purchased 40 figures from a Facebook Marketplace listing. It cost me $350 Australian. With that listing, I also got the two belts that you can see behind me. So both kids' toy belts over this shoulder here, that one and that one at the top there. I also received the Money in the Bank briefcase toy. It holds action figures, and at the top there is a figure wrestling ring, and there's a number of basic figures currently just being stored in that ring as well. I did get a second wrestling ring, which is currently in my daughter's room because she just throws around toys in there and has a great time, which is lovely to see. But so 40 figures and those few bits and pieces on top cost me $350. Don't quote me on this because I could be slightly out, but I believe it was about 16 basics and 24 elites. Unfortunately, with some bundles on Facebook Marketplace, not everything's going to come perfectly. I had one Roman Reigns figure, which was an elite that came with a hand that was not his. So that's fun. I might put an image of it on the screen because I don't have it with me at the moment. But yeah, it came with a hand that was a different skin tone and also the wrong hand. So I think it came with two right hands. And I also had this Batista. This Batista here, which is an elite Batista, which is actually one of the figures I saw in the photo and I was really keen to get. When I saw it in the photo, it wasn't missing a hand. Unfortunately, when I received it, it was, so I believe it got damaged and crushed in the box and the hand broke. That happens. The lady I bought it off, her son was had grown out of WWE figures. Evidently, I haven't grown out of WWE figures. But yeah, I took a punt on it, and no, I'm reasonably happy with what I got in the end. and I'll go ahead and stop blabbing and show you through some of the figures. Alright, so this figure haul is going to be focused around the elites. I'm pretty much going to ignore any of the basics. I'm not going to show them on camera. There was a variety of superstars from some older superstars that aren't in the WWE anymore, such as like Carmella, Edge. There was a few Seth Rollins, obviously still there, Becky Lynch. And yeah, as I said, I believe there was 24 elites. 2 were damaged or didn't come complete, which left me with 22. But having said all that, I am going to show 2 of the basic figures because I did think they were quite cool, and they came in a, well, they didn't come in a championship showdown pack for me because I bought them loose, but when they were purchased, they would have come in a championship showdown pack, and I'll show that on screen as well. And here are the 2 figures. So we have the Usos down since day 1-ish. We have Jimmy on the right here and Jay on the left. So these come in a championship showdown pack in 2021, and they also come with these 2 side plate stands, so the superstars basically can just stand up on those, which I'm not going to show on camera because it doesn't make sense for the angle that I'm filming at. But yeah, relatively basic figure, as the name suggests. Quite a cool figure. They're kind of in that black hoodie with the Usos on the back, the white sneakers. Unfortunately, the only thing that was missing out of the original, that I assume the seller would have had at some point, is the second Usos hat. So it only come with 1 in the, if you bought this off the shelf, you would have got 2 in the original packaging. So, all right, I am doing this in no particular order, but next up we have our first elite. So this is the elite Seth Rollins in the attire that he wore at SummerSlam 2020. So it's Series 86, and he come with a couple of additional bits and pieces. So he had this kendo stick that can sit in his hand, and a couple of additional hands as well. So fortunately, this figure did come complete. Moves quite well. It is a bit loose in one of the legs, which is probably not ideal. Has 2 points of articulation on the knee there. All the other joints and bits feel pretty good. But yeah, that's the Seth Rollins figure. This vest can come off as well. And yeah, he can't do any ab crunches with it on, but yeah, the figure is complete, in good condition, moves well. I was happy with that one. So it's a nice loose Seth Rollins figure. All right, next up we have the phenomenal one, AJ Styles. I really like this figure. This was one of the figures, when I saw it in the image for the bundle, really drew me to basically purchasing it along with a few others. But I've seen this figure recently sell loose for up to $40. It comes with a shovel, and it comes with these 2 additional hands, which are marked as well. Very cool. And yeah, there's plenty of detail. This is a cloth removable top here. With the OC, we have the Styles cuffs, the different coloration on the hands there. It's an elite figure, so it has multiple points of articulation on the knee. The feet don't really move overly well, but everything else feels really good. The waist is a little bit loose. Obviously, it's a played with figure, so it's not going to be perfect. But yeah, everything else moves quite well. So I like the head scan on this figure. I think it looks pretty good. But yeah, this was one of the AJ Styles figures that I was most keen to kind of collect. And I do want to collect a few more. This was from the WrestleMania 38 it had a Build-A-Figure Vince McMahon as well, which I did get like the torso of Vince McMahon in my bundle. But that was that, and maybe one other, the head as well. Whatever figure came with the head, those were the only two figures the person obviously bought. So yeah, I have an incomplete Vince McMahon Build-A-Figure, but yeah, this is a really nice figure. I was really happy, and people seem to pay a bit for it even now loose. So pretty happy with its AJ Styles figure. All right, next up we have Kofi Kingston and Big E. So these, although they do look like they have very similar attire, and they both have the XW on the arms for Xavier Woods, these were different lines. So the Kofi Kingston was a 2021 Top Picks Elite Collection figure, and the Big E was actually a 2022 Royal Rumble Series 3 figure, which came with like a Build-A-Figure Jimmy Hart as well. So it had these pink arms and a couple of hands for the Jimmy Hart figure. This person didn't end up building that figure, so I just got these random pink arms in the bundle as well. But yeah, we have them both wearing kind of tribute outfit for Xavier Woods. And yeah, they look really cool together. It also came with this, Kofi Kingston came with this Tag Team Champions belt. Unfortunately, I don't have a second belt to go with it, so I'll need to pick up another figure at some point with a second Tag Team Champion belt. But both elite figures, really nice. I quite like the look of both of these. The paints on Kofi is little in bits kind of peeled or not completely clean, but that could have just been because it's been played with rather than how it was when the figure was first received. But feels good. The figure feels good. Big E the same, feels pretty good. Like the shoes on Big E in this figure as well, very nice. And yeah, you see the get well soon there, but both quite nice figures. Next up, we have a 2021 Mattel Elite Collection Series 85 Undertaker. So check this figure out. Man, the detail on this figure, it has a removable bandana as well. This comes off. Check out the hair. Love it. Comes with a shovel as well. Love that. Comes with a couple of spare hands as well. So this was from the WrestleMania 36 attire that he wore. Yeah, they've done a great job with this Elite figure. All the tattoos as well. He's got the neck tattoos. He's got the arm tattoos. Very cool. Feels really good as well. Don't think there's any kind of loose parts on this figure. The arms feel good. The legs feel good. So yeah, I was pretty happy with this one. Alright, next up we have Edge. I'm really not a fan of the face scan on this Edge. But the attire from my research was from the WrestleMania 22. So back in 2006. He's got the tattoo on the arm there. He's got this removable, I believe it's removable. It's not cloth, but can come off. The rated R star on the back there. The kind of camo pants. The rated R star there as well. It also came with this creepy Paul Ellering head. It was a Build-A-Figure figure, if that makes sense. Now, the person did actually collect all the Build-A-Figure figures for the Paul Ellering, so I will show that in the video as well. But it came with a couple of extra hands and a baseball bat. Alright, next up we have a Stone Cold figure. So this is actually a relatively new Stone Cold figure. It's 2025 figure. The attire on Stone Cold in this figure is from WrestleMania back in 2003. But yeah, it's a Series 9 Stone Cold Steve Austin. This figure actually made me question whether the lady was telling the truth when she told me that her son had stopped collecting figures for a while, because this is a relatively new one. But can't really go wrong with a Stone Cold figure. He's got the knee braces on there. He's got his tattoo on his leg. He's got the nice vest that you can take off. The skull on the back. Relatively basic. He doesn't wear anything overly fancy, so the figure's not going to be overly fancy, but figure feels good. Arms all move well. The legs move well with the knee brace. Yeah, feet all move. As actually the feet are a bit stiff. I did notice that on the figure. I'm not sure whether these feet are meant to move necessarily, but they barely rock back and forth. So yeah, maybe if they are meant to move, maybe I just got to put them in some hot water and loosen up the figure a little bit, but they don't really move. Otherwise, cool figure. Good to have a Stone Cold figure in the collection. One of the greats of WWE. Next up, we have a 2021 Elite Collection Goldberg. So this is... the attire was representing Goldberg from WrestleMania 36. And it also came with this championship belt as well. This was another one of the Paul Ellering Build-A-Figure figures. And I'll show you the other couple as well, and then I'll show you the Paul Ellering in a moment. But yeah, look, pretty basic figure really. He's got the tattoo, he's got the trunks. Otherwise, there's really not much going on with this figure. It's a little bit stiff in some parts as well, just in terms of his movement, but that's okay. One of my absolute favorites of all time, Goldberg. He was kind of at the peak of his powers when I got really into wrestling back in the day. So yeah, he was one of my absolute favorites. I was very disappointed with how WWE sent him off from a retirement perspective. I thought they could have done significantly better, which was pretty sad really, but let's be fair, he couldn't. Towards the end, he was really struggling, and I don't think WWE really helped him. Maybe Triple H in particular, but there is my Goldberg figure, my first Elite Goldberg. Alright, so in the same line as the Goldberg, we had the Shawn Michaels figure as well. So this obviously had the Build-A-Figure Paul Ellering. This Shawn came with quite a few accessories. He's got the fancy kind of jacket that he wore for his entrance. He had the hands with him as well, and the additional hands, and the sunnies, which I'm not sure actually sit on his face properly. Oh, not really. So yeah, this shot actually came with a few things. This was from 1993, the attire at WrestleMania back in 1993, the year I was born, believe it or not. But yeah, this is a very cool Shawn figure, admittedly. Not one that I've ever been like a super fan of, Shawn Michaels, but I can definitely respect all he did for wrestling. Speak of superstars who did plenty for wrestling, China is the next figure. So this again was the last of the Build-A-Figure Paul Ellering figures. The attire was from WrestleMania 17 in 2021. Sorry, 2001. 2001. She's got the Women's Championship. She also came with... Now, you got to educate me, because I actually don't know who this creepy looking doll dude is. I'm sure there's some significance. And... Is he like a puppet or something with Paul Ellering? That's the vibe I'm getting, because he was obviously part of the Build-A-Figure line with the Paul Ellering, so yeah, I don't know, fill me in, but yeah, this is a cool looking China as well. The purple gear, the Women's Championship belt, very cool. And here is the Build-A-Figure Paul Ellering. So, kind of funny story about this. When I got all the parts in the bundle, the Paul Ellering legs, kind of, yeah, from waist down, were on the Vince McMahon. Let me show you. Were on this Vince McMahon head and torso. So I had to, you can see all the damage to it there, but I basically had to break this, knowing that I probably will never complete it anyway, to get the torso, to get the legs and waist off the Vince McMahon, so I could attach it to the correct body parts for the Paul Ellering Build-A-Figure. Clearly the person, well, the kid, I assume, that that attached the Build-A-Figure pieces just didn't realize which body they went onto, but I've since built him correctly. There is another head that can be changed with this one as well. But yeah, it's kind of cool to have all the pieces to a Build-A-Figure figure. And this Paul Ellering I've seen fetch a decent price as well, because it's quite hard to come across all the figures that you need nowadays in sealed condition with all the bits and pieces. So yeah, nice one. Alright, next up we have a Matt Riddle. Controversial figure, this man, in the WWE over quite a long period of time. Part of the RK Bros as well, with Randy Orton, of course. He's got a nice little cloth shirt here, which is removable. He comes with quite a lot of little bits and pieces. He's got a cap. He's got flip flops here. Look, check these bad boys out. Look at that. And then he's got the hands as well. Comes with a few things, this Matt Riddle, so it's actually quite a nice little pickup. This is not one with the WWE anymore, and this attire was from the NXT TakeOver Portland in 2020 as well. This was part of the 2021 collection, Series 88. And yeah, a bit of a unique figure, really. Also, another unique figure, also part of this Series 88 2021 collection, was this MVP. So this MVP came with the additional hands as well. I just didn't bother getting them out of the bag. Comes with a couple of these little necklaces as well, the gold chains. Lots of detail on the tattoos, lots of different color on the figure on the arms here. Quite cool, the MVP here on the back. Quite a nice figure as well. Good one. Can't imagine there's going to be too many more MVP figures made in the future, so this is quite a nice one to have as well. Now, a couple more pretty cool figures here. So, two different Rey Mysterio. So the yellow is a Topps pick Rey Mysterio from 2021, and the attire is from the Royal Rumble in 2019. And then we have this Rey Mysterio here with the kind of blue and red trunks and very unique mask. This was also part of the same Series 88 as the MVP and the Matt Riddle. And this was from WWE Payback in 2020, this attire. So these are removable, both of them on both figures. Come with these kind of armbands that you can pull off as well. Unfortunately, this Rey Mysterio was missing one of them. It was meant to come with two, but it is missing one. I actually first thought that maybe it was broken on the mask as well, but that's just how his mask was for that pay-per-view. These are really nice looking figures, really nice feeling figures. Very happy to get these Rey Mysterios. All the Rey Mysterio figures that I've seen look really cool. So yeah, really pleased with these two figures as well. And two figures I'm definitely not going to give to my daughter to play with, because she'll be absolutely mortified, are these The Fiend figures. I do have a third Bray Wyatt figure, which my daughter does indeed have, which is why I don't have them here on the camera. But the third figure is the Bray Wyatt 2021 Elite Collection Series 85 in the purple and orange gear, with that creepy little like pink doll, which I'll put up the Funhouse Bray Wyatt. I'll put up an image of that, but that is currently in my daughter's room with all the other figures. But these two, so here, super creepy Fiend figure. This is from Series 92 in 2022 from WWE Fastlane 2021. The detail on the figure is really nice, all the way from the legs up the pants through the hands. I did think these were just missing letters, but no, of course, that's how they were. And there are other hands as well, I just didn't pull them out of the bag. Really cool Fiend figure. You have a second Fiend figure. The detail on the arms of this figure is pretty insane. The color all the way up both arms. Very cool. Love the mask on this figure as well. So creepy but awesome. Detail on the pants. Yeah, I really like this Fiend figure. This was from SummerSlam 2019 and Series 77, which was released in 2020. So this is one of the older figures that I actually got in the bundle. Came with this creepy lantern as well. But yeah, those are some of the figures that I was most keen to get out of the whole bundle, of course. Alright, approaching the end of the video, I've only got a couple more figures left to show you now. I am mindful, I don't think I've shown you every figure that I got in the bundle. There are a couple that I think I probably got to fetch out of the ring at the top there. And a few more that I've probably left in my daughter's bedroom. So I am considering she's sleeping, I'm not going to go get them now. These are probably the main ones, the ones I was most keen to show you. Most of the ones that I've palmed off to my daughter so far, I'm quite happy for her to throw around and play with. So here we have a John Cena figure with the Hustle, Loyalty, Respect cloth t-shirt, which is very nice. Though you can't see me on the sweatbands there. And the Spinner Championship belt. Very cool. Really like that figure. John Cena limited edition. It says on the back there. Feet move. Look at that. Toe articulation. Very cool. And we've got the head of the table, Roman Reigns. Again, this is the removable cloth goods. Very nice. Really like the figures with the cloth goods. He's got the gold gauntlet. There are two more Roman Reigns figures in that ring above me as well. One I think I mentioned with the wrong hand. And another doesn't have the wrong hand. But I'm also not actually sure it's an elite. It might be a basic. But that's a cool Roman. I don't love the head sculpt on this figure. Don't really think it looks like Roman all that much. They've definitely got better at the Romans more recent figures, but a couple more really nice figures. And the figure that I probably like the most out of the whole bundle that I did buy is this Jeff Hardy. So this is a 2022 Top Picks Jeff Hardy. Someone did tell me, I believe it's the only Jeff that has the double jointed elbows, or maybe, yeah, I don't know if that's still current information, or maybe it was kind of at the time when this one was bought out in 2022. But a very cool figure, apparently quite highly sought after. Another one of those figures that I think can fetch about $40 loose. Obviously detachable kind of poncho here. The shoes that we see Jeff wear, the double jointed knees, swivel on the waist, all feels really good. And the face paint is really, really nice on this Jeff figure. It's got all the little details on the hands, so, and with additional hands as well. Of course, the famous Hardy pose, and this little towel that Jeff wears that clips into the back pocket here. Like that. So yeah, that's probably my favorite figure of the whole bundle. I really like this Jeff figure. Awesome detail. Love the face paint. It's got the neck tattoos. Very cool. Whole figure is really nice. The John Cena figure as well, that I just showed you before, is another really nice one, and it's got the cool championship spinner belt with him, and given that time of the recording, there's only 4 days until his last match, which is pretty sad for those who have grown up with John Cena. I'm not the biggest John Cena fan. I don't think he's an incredible wrestler, but I do respect everything he's done, and he's been super entertaining over a long period of time. But yeah, that's my haul. That was most of the bundle, at least the elite figures in the bundle that I purchased for $350 off Facebook Marketplace. There were a couple of figures, as I showed before, the Batista that was broken, there was Roman Reigns missing a hand, that kind of stuff you kind of leave and just put it down to an honest mistake. The lady that sold them, I figure, probably had no idea what she was really looking at, given that she was just moving on a bundle of toys that her son had played with over a period of time. So I'm really happy with the majority of this bundle. I'm really happy with the additional little toys that I got with it. The 2 belts, I grew up with those as a kid, playing with those kind of toy championship belts. The Money in the Bank briefcase, the 2 wrestling rings. Like, my daughter just loves playing with one of them at the moment. So yeah, this was a video that I was really keen to make, just to show something a little bit different. And figures is something that I'm really starting to get back into. You can see a lot of the sealed figures behind me. Some of those I'll show in the next video as well. But I've got 4 pretty large boxes sitting directly behind my chair on the floor that also have more sealed figures that I've purchased. Pretty much all being Ultimate figures, Ultimate editions that are all in their boxes. So I'm keen to show that in the second part of this hobby haul WWE edition. Let me know if you enjoyed the content. I'd really appreciate a like and a subscribe if you got this far in the video. I really appreciate it. Let me know in the comment section which of these figures do you own, or maybe which of these figures do you not own if you're a really heavy collector, and which are your favorites. I'd love to know and love to hear from you. But I appreciate all of you who've got this far, as I said, and I hope I see you in part 2. See you later.